Hello and welcome to Kitze episode 65. Kitze is the podcast where I'm talking about my personal self-development journey and trying to make it in life, whatever that means. We're going to discuss productivity, habits, and startups. If that's your cup of tea, walk with me. Today is Thursday, 6th of June at 8:48 p.m. No, at 6. What the fuck? I'm tired. It was 6:48 p.m. I'm recording this. If you're new here, I'm Kitze, the founder of Sizzy, the browser for developers, Benji, the Life OS, and Zero to Ship, the course that will help you to finally ship your SaaS. All right, let's go through a review. We're not gonna do the classic Benji review. We're gonna skip to my day. So yesterday I was supposed to go to bed at 9 something, but my parents are here and we're having conversations and stuff. I was telling them about my visit to the therapist yesterday, and we were discussing my childhood and what kind of baby I was. And they reminded me of certain things from when I was a kid. I learned to read at 3 years old. I was obsessed with. I wanted to learn from a very young age. I wanted to learn like what is that, what is that sign, what is that letter. I learned like Cyrillic and like what. And then he turned into a fucking donut. What is the other thing? Like how do you call it in English? It's not Latin. It's the other fucking thing. Whatever. I learned like I was mixing them, but I was learning like early, and all the signs point to ADHD. Long story short, you know the classic story of like he was a fucking super brain when he was 3 to 10 years old, and then oopsie daisy, high school happened, and he skipped half of the classes because his teachers were fucking morons. What else my mom told me is that I didn't like playing. If like no, like he was like she was like you can play by yourself. You could play by yourself only when but you wanted someone to be next to you all the time. You needed people to be next to you. And I'm like, oh, that reminds me of Twitch. I like coding, but I also like people watching me code and helping me with stuff and reacting to me being silly or whatever. I was always obsessed with that. I was streaming on Twitch when I was like 6 months old. What else? What else she told me? I don't know. She was telling me about my childhood, and oopsie daisies, 10:30 p.m. And I'm like, oh fuck, the alarm's gonna be at 5, and the alarm is at 5:30 a.m. But your boy woke up at 4. My dad wakes up every day between 4 and 5 a.m. and he goes also to bed at the same time, and he's always fresh, and he's 56, and I like, is he like am I your son? Like I felt horrible today, dude. I've been talking. I hate when I talk about something more than 2 days and then I have to prove it. So when I saw 4 o'clock, I was like, God damn it! Now I have to actually get up at 4 something, because I wanted to prove like I can hustle and bustle, and I also wanted to taste like, can I finish work by 11? And the answer is yes, you can. If I wake up at 4:30, start working around 5, I can finish all of my work by 11. And then I'm like, now what? Not what? Now what do I do with my day? So I woke up. Basically, I woke up at 4:30 because of lately I feel like terrible neck pain. Like I feel like if I wake up and I'm like, if I just move in the wrong direction for like 1 centimeter, like something is going to snap in my neck. It feels so bad. I think it's maybe from the posture position, from not stretching enough, not doing enough exercises and shit. Like when I do push-ups, I just strain myself without doing the opposite motion of pulling and shit. And oh, it's a horrible feeling. I still have it, but in the morning it felt like, oh, don't wake and whatever. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go take a hot shower. And as I was walking downstairs, I'm like, oh, it's kind of going away. And next thing you know, I'm on the computer. So I woke up because of that, and I started working at 5. Today, the theme of the day, I told you I'm gonna do themed days. I don't know by when, but today it worked, and I was excited. I'm excited that I can get. I do inbox zero in the first Pomodoro, 25 minutes, and then I just see, okay, the theme of the day today is the talks and courses and whatever. So I was like, I'm going to continue working on my course. So I recorded 11 new videos for Zero to Shipped. And if you are following the course, these videos are about migrating to the latest version of Mantine, which is the UI library. So I migrated from 6 to 7 so you get all the new components and goodies and whatever. Eventually, I'm going to pack up the template from Zero to Shipped. I already have a name for it, and it's going to be sold separately. I said that. So when I say I'm gonna do that, I was saying a lot of times in the past, and I'm like, yeah, I will do it. But when? Now I know, like every Thursday I'm working on this, and as soon as I'll finish the content of the course, I will work on the landing page of the course, and I will work on the boilerplate, and at least I have a day when am I working on this. Otherwise, it's very open-ended. Like I'm gonna definitely do that. I need to put one day of the week to be about video recording, because I always wanted to record more for YouTube, to make maybe more shorts and funny videos and comedy sketches and whatever. But it's like when I just get caught up in the day and I just code, and oopsie daisy, next thing you know is the end of the workday. So today I was working like really focused. Then I had a call with my accountant at 9 o'clock, and I was actually the one, I apologized to him that I was dick and not doing things on time, but I wasn't begging to stay with him. This sounds like, I'm getting a divorce with my accountant. I wasn't asking him to continue providing me services because I was never happy with this accountant. He never helped me with a lot of things. He was just very like automated, making mistakes and not caring that much. I was like, fuck it, dude, let's wrap up. I told him I have a bunch of documents on the table. What is this? What is that? And he was like, don't worry, I'll handle everything by the end of the month. And then I need to find a new accountant soon, which I need to add a task, find a new accountant. Somebody has already recommended something in this podcast comments or DMs. I don't know. So I'm just gonna try the website that they said there's some Polish company that's mostly like automated invoices and whatever, and it's like very cheap, and they do most of the shit automated, and they have an API and blah blah blah. So I would like to maybe try that because I'm like meticulously documented. When I sit down to actually do my taxes, dude, I think I'm doing 80% of the work of what the accountant is doing. Like yesterday, when I was working on my taxes, yesterday was Wednesday. Yeah, yesterday I was working on them. Did I record? Why the fuck did I not mention this yesterday? Yeah, because I had 15 minutes to record. Today I have more. Um, I use Coda for importing basically all of my transactions. So I have in like one bank, I have like a personal account and it's mixed euros and Polish zloty. And then I have a business account which has Polish zloty. And then we have personal accounts, which is like Revolut, mine, Maria's account, joint accounts, and a bunch of other shit. So I export all the CSVs from all of these things. Eventually, I have to automate this and make it a script that does it. So I export all of the CSVs and then I just dump them into Coda. Like I have one giant table called bank transactions from all of our accounts. And then I can just analyze the ones that are company transactions based on the account number and whatever. I have a page called invoices, missing invoices, whatever. And then I go like for every invoice, like I put the invoice currency, the invoice price, like the conversion, the difference between the euros, the like I believe, and then my donut accountant company, they just get PDFs of the invoices. So they don't get all the information that I bother to do, like to classify them and to put the numbers and whatever. They don't get that. They just get PDFs. And probably what they do is they try to match the PDF with a particular transaction and whatever, even though I've already done that. And it's like nicely organized in a table and everything. But they just don't work the modern way. They like to use Google Sheets and whatever the fuck they're doing there. So I'm probably doing a lot of repeated work. And I'm looking forward, if I can take my Coda and through an API just upload it somewhere, because I already have all the exact prices and currencies and whatever, like that would be nice to do. So enough shit about taxes. So that was yesterday. So I recorded the course. I uploaded the videos. Roshan, shout out to Roshan, the guy who's helping me with the Benji native app. I mean, he has a couple of commits so far, but just the fact that someone who doesn't even like, I don't know where he knows me from Twitter or whatever. He's like, hey man, I can help you with your React Native app for free. I like working on blah, blah, blah. I need to enrich my experience or whatever he said. And I was like, sure, like I need help with all sorts of shit. Dude, if you're open to helping me with something, like be my fucking guest. I'll accept you in my repo, then you can steal my code and resell my app, whatever. I trust people too much. So today he was like, hey, can you give me access to the Benji native app, Expo, this and that? And I started doing that and I'm like, I mean, I gave him access and I spent like 5-10 minutes on it. But then he asked me to do more things and I'm like, this is super interesting to me. I want to go and just enhance the Benji native app. But today the theme of the day is zero to ship. So I just told him, sorry, I have to do this another day. So it was hard to choose. Like someone is offering you to help you for free, but now you're blocking them. But I think if I don't protect the theme of my day at any cost, I can just go in any direction. That's what's been happening before. I can just go in any direction. A customer might have a request. Someone might do something. So I said, doing customers requests in the morning. Then when I'm done with it, I do the theme of the day and that's it. If I do this pattern for a while and I realize I need more themes throughout the week, maybe like Monday as an administrative day is not enough. Maybe I'm going to do half themes. So like instead of having 5 themes, 6 themes per week, I can have 12 by dividing the day. So I can have theme 1 and theme 2 in every day. In that case, I'm not going to be able to use like full day events for like a theme. I might eventually build this as a feature in Benji. So at first I thought themes to be a feature in Benji where you're like theme a day. Today is the day for learning French. Today is the day for, I don't know, doing chores or errands, or today is the day for doing coursework. But that marks the entire day. And I'm like, I can just make themes to be like very similar to calendar events. Actually, Like the calendar and model in Benji can just have a boolean, whether it's a theme or not. And if it's a theme, then basically it goes in the side of your calendar. It doesn't take space as an event. It goes like a side event, and it just themes the side of your day. So you know, like from 8 a.m. to here, you're doing finances work. And then you can still drag tasks and events and other shit in that time, frame, but it has to match the theme. I mean, it's not going to force you. You can still do something else. But the idea, it would be like, everyone can organize their day however you want. You want one theme per day, it's going to go on the top. You want 3, they're going to go on the side. And then you can be like, okay, here I'm doing finances, here I'm doing this, here I'm doing that. Because I'm pretty sure I'm not going to be able to do only 6 themes per week. And then I wait for the next Monday to do administrative shit again. It would be nice to have like a loop of more things. And I think that way I'm going to work. I don't like giving myself the entire day for something because I will stretch it. If I have only like, let's say 2.5 hours, 2 hours of one theme, 2 hours of another theme, I can work way more focused and I can be way more productive. So I'm gonna try that. I forgot to mention something. The accountant, I spoke to the accountant about the comments that you said, and you guys were fucking right that no matter what citizenship you have, even if I open a company in Macedonia and not make like a private income, like that was my plan. My initial plan was to open a company. Then I called the guy, and the guy was like, "Why would you need to open a company for one invoice? Just get it as private, like one." Like personal income. And then the accountant says, however you get it, you have to pay the taxes in the country where you reside in. So I think I'm bailing on that idea. Like I can do the sketchy thing, and yes, no one is gonna know that I get some source of money somewhere and I can get them on Revolut, but I never like doing these sketchy things. I want to be able to properly sleep at night. So I'm not gonna fucking do that. Today I messaged Paddle. I was like, also I love that the therapist today asked me if I'm prone to oversharing. Entire channel is oversharing. At this point, I'm gonna hop here and be like, yeah, so today I committed tax fraud and basically turned myself in for things because I'm like that level of honesty. I don't give a shit, dude. I'm just telling you. I told you, I'm not gonna sugarcoat shit. I'm telling you shit as it is. I'm bailing on the idea of company in Macedonia. Today I messaged Paddle. I told them, hey, fuck it, revert the old payment settings and continue sending the money in Poland, and we'll see. It is what it is. So the accountant said today that you can actually pay less Zeus if you open an LLC instead of this like one-man company. You open an LLC, and then the money stays in the LLC, and you can spend it on business things, and then you pull money to your private account, and only the money that you pull in the private account are taxable, and the Zeus is calculated according to it. He was like, basically you need a tax optimizer person, who my accountant is not that. He was like, I can find you someone who can try to find ways to optimize your taxes so you don't pay that much Zeus, and like figure out ways how to move your money around. So maybe we're gonna do that. So yeah, that was it. I finished work around 11 a.m. and then I went to the therapy session, which was supposed to be 2 hours of the ADHD quiz. Like I think it's an online thing that she found, like a questionnaire. It has a name, like it's some popular method for diagnosing ADHD. She was just reading the questions and asking side questions as I was just answering. I could have done it online, or I could have opened my phone and opened Benji and be like, oh yes, I'm making a life OS to drive my life. I have it. Bye. See ya. Or in the third question, like I was so tired today, dude, I was barely functioning. Like I was just sitting there, my head on the wall and Have you ever been prone to oversharing? Have you ever been late to things? Are you doing things late? Are you doing obligations? Are you cramming too many things in a day? Do you have overlapping events? Do you think you have too much time but actually have too little time? Do you sometimes estimate something with 20 minutes but it's actually 3 hours? I'm a software engineer. Do you, like, every question it was getting more and more annoying to do this for an hour and a half where I knew the answer. And the best part is by the end, she's like, well, actually we have more questions. And then if you want me to actually give you the diagnosis, it's going to be 100 zloty more. No, I didn't want it. I came here to answer your questions for no fucking answer. You don't. Of course I want a diagnosis. It's so like, and because I've already put like 1,000 zloty on the table. It was like supposed to be 900 for the 3 sessions, and she was supposed to give me 100 back. And she's like, this is going to be 100 more. And I'm like, did you do that math in the head while you were actually looking at the money on the table? Like what, how? And I was like, yeah, sure. Yeah, I would like the diagnosis. And she's like, yeah, it's most probably yes. And I'm like, no fucking shit. You should have a big yes sign and have like, by the time of like a 5th question, like there should have been confetti and all the shit. Like try this, go to ChatGPT if you want to test it for yourself and ask ChatGPT, give me an ADHD test, and in parentheses be like, I know it's not, because ChatGPT is like, I cannot do that. That's not legal. Like tell it, yeah, I know it's not 100% correct, but give me, let's say 15 or 20 questions or however you're comfortable with answering, and test me to have ADHD or not. Like I also did it with ChatGPT, and I was like, yes, yep. I lost things as a kid. I lost potatoes as a kid. I lost my jeans as a kid. Yep, I did. I forgot that, and I didn't want to like. everything just pointed towards that direction. The real question is like, yes, she's going to give me the answer, and now what? She mentioned something about medicine, about whatever, to polish, what the fuck was it called, dude? I was asking ChatGPT this. Basically, the ingredient, the stimulant, is called methylphenidate. Is a central nervous system stimulant commonly used to treat attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Oh, the funny thing was, she was like, okay, now we have the attention deficit part. You definitely have that. Now let's go into the hyperactivity part. And I'm like, yeah, I probably don't have that third question. I'm like, yup, I have all the letters for ADHD. They could have added more, like ADHD plus 4K, 8K. I would have hit all the freaking letters, dude. So commonly used to treat ADHD and narcolepsy, it works by affecting chemicals in the brain and nerves that contribute to hyperactivity and impulse control. Key points, mechanism of action. Like I'm interested, like how do these drugs work basically? So this is this is the ingredient, not the name of the medicine. The name of the medicine is Medikinet and Concerta. These are based by methylphenidate, and there's Stratera, which is based on atomoxetine, which is like a non-stimulant, but it just helps with improving focus and reducing hyperactivity. So how does this work in the brain, the mechanism of action? It increases the levels of dopamine and norepinephrine, like what are these words? Dopamine and norepinephrine in the brain, which helps improve attention and focus while reducing impulsive and hyperactive behaviors. It's available in various forms, including immediate release tablets, extended release tablets, and patches. Common names include Ritalin, Concerta, and Medikinet. Side effects. Potential side effects can include insomnia. Immediately buy, dude. I don't like that fucking idea, dude. I go to bed, I kiss my wife, I still don't kiss my daughter. Like I walk like a fucking fugitive in that bedroom just to not wake her up. I just like I throw myself into bed into a position, and if my wife is nearly like, I don't like, because the bed is making sounds and shit, I go, and if my wife is up, I'm like, I love you, I'll kiss her, and then I'm out, dude. That's it. The thought of something introducing insomnia, I see you. I don't fucking like it, because I fall asleep immediately, and I don't like anything messing with that. Like I'm exploring all of this, but I'm like 99% sure I'm not going to take any medicine, because I never liked the idea of brain altering things. I never tried drugs. I never tried marijuana. I've never even tried like the most basic pod gummies, like nothing. I don't like things that alternate the brain, especially these kind of things that can be potentially long-term. Even though the therapist was saying like, this helped so many clients, it transformed their lives, now they can organize a birthday party. And I'm like, yeah, but also I can make Benji and it will help me. Like I realize right now, after all of this, and as she's been asking the questions, I'm like, damn, dude, like it's not my fault that I'm this way. I was just born this way, and a lot of people are born this way. And it's easy to judge someone like, why are you so hyperactive? And you're just jumping from one activity to the other to the third one, and your thoughts are tangents on tangents on tangents. But I was just born that way, and I can definitely do things without pills to improve myself, like not being obsessed with devices, spending my entire day on devices. I need to rely on blockers. A lot of people are like, why don't you just do your work? Because I will go on YouTube and just explore the entire history of a rapper instead of working. If I have a blocker, I'm fine. So I need to find these tools like blockers and build them myself. Like that's why I cannot use Todoist or whatever other bullshit cute apps which are like, here are 3 lists. No, I need something like literally a life OS that helps me organize everything, because if everything is not properly laid out and organized, like I'm struggling with shit. I remember one time in a mall with my wife, and like my wife is just a normal person and I'm just not a normal person. And this was like back when we were boyfriend and girlfriend, and we were in a mall, and it was something about closing time and we need to be on bed on time, and like we're going towards home, and she's happy because she's alive and a human being, and I'm like grumpy, and I'm like, God, we should have like 18 minutes earlier if we just went out the thing. And she's like, what are you rambling about? And I'm like, yeah, but you don't understand. In order to do productive work tomorrow, we gotta be in bed, and in order to be in bed, we gotta be on time, and in order to be on time, we need to leave the mall on time. And I'm happy that you married me because I'm a fucking lunatic. I'm not a lunatic. It's just that's how my brain works, and I struggle when things are not in order and on time and whatever. Like it's fucking weird. But I would still try, like, what can I do with my life OS and big ass pop-ups to remind me of calendar events, and maybe voice assistants around the home, and cameras, AI cameras that will tell me, hey, don't forget the key, do this, do that. Like I'm gonna try to find all the ways just to escape these stupid side effects. The other side effects are decreased appetite. Well, I might, chomp on those pills. Weight loss. Shit, dude, how I didn't, maybe, I cured the ADHD and I look ripped. Dude, fuck it. Fuck the insomnia. I mean, I'm not sleeping anyway. 4:30 club. Let's go, huh? Anxiety and increased heart rate. And also she said there might be problems with the heart and also with the stomach and this and that. And I'm like, who's the chandelier? And I start just singing, I wanna swing. And she's like, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, yeah, it's a song by Sia. Vroom. Actually, there's no room. Tesla is silent, bitch. God, I love that fucking car, dude. After everything I say, I'm just waiting for the next cycle of I hate the car. Now they released an update. They show you a little loading spinner of like how like you see a little blue line, like this is the trip, and then you see a little arrow going through the thing, and you can see like the progress of your trip. And I'm like, no other car is gonna ship this. Like no other car is gonna get a software update. I'm texting with this friend about cars and shit, and meanwhile on my watch, I just get something. Your car has been updated. Bye, see ya. They're Volkswagen, see ya, with the fucking 800 billion buttons on the fucking steering wheel. Anyway, yeah, that was that, and then I came back home, and my daughter was eating. I'm like, this is insane, dude. She was eating mashed potatoes with a side of salmon and peas. And I'm like, what? Like, next thing you know, she's gonna be married. What the fuck is happening? She couldn't, like, she was chasing a ball lying on her back 2 months ago. Now she's just eating the same lunch that we are eating. So I was just like, hi, baby, love you, baby. And I told my wife, I'm gonna go to sleep. My parents will arrive soon. And I went to sleep, woke up 1 hour later, then asked my dad, how do you survive, dude? Like, I woke up 2 days in a row, one day at 5:30, one day at 4:30. And yes, I went a little bit later in bed, like 10:30, 11. But still, it was too hard. And after like 1 hour of sleep, I feel fine now, as you can see. And that's it, basically. I had lunch and I was doing some house insurance bullshit that you got to do every year. Like last year, the guy convinced me that you need all sorts of insurance. And in case, like I had a client where wild boars attacked his yard and they went through all the flowers and shit, and the insurance was able to pay that. And I'm like, wow, that's amazing. I want to be protected from everything, even if a wild boar farts in my yard. And this year, he was like, hey, here's the offer. I'm like, why is it this much money? Can we get like the most basic ass protection ever? And we got the most basic ass protection. And I hate doing, like, she also had these type of questions in the questionnaire, like about procedures and forms and shit like that. I don't like things that are not structured properly. He tells me you need to pay for this on this website and then sign it and do the thing and then send it to your bank. Send it to my bank. How? My bank doesn't have, like, I cannot go to bank.com/contact. Who do I contact? About what? Is there an upload field? Where is it? Like, you go to my bank, they have 39 million tabs. Dude, what are you? The Benji app? Like, there's so many things. I asked ChatGPT. ChatGPT is like, ne mówię po polsku. I'm sorry, I don't know what you're saying. And when I finish it, I just feel so fucking drained, and I feel like nothing has changed in my life. I just uploaded a bullshit form somewhere. I don't know how people deal with this shit, honestly. Yeah, final thing today, someone made this website, Ship Talkers. This is hilarious, dude. This is the website of the year, of the century, of the whatever. Like, oh my fucking god, it changed. Okay, so this has changed, but this morning it looked different. Holy fucking shit, dude. Yeah, there's a list of top yappers, and your boy was number 7 at some point. Peter Levels was number 1. Theo, Mio, and the gang were, of course, in the top 5. Who else was? Ryan Florence, Adam Rakis. They were in the... now everyone is finding their excuses, like, no, it was actually my commits are private and I don't talk that much and I don't commit that often and yada yada yada. So your boy's here, I think, in the well, I was in the top, something. Now they pushed me over. Where am I? There. I'm here in the list of top popular tweeters. And if we go to Kitze and the Kitze here, you will see that my commit ratio is I have almost 7,000 tweets to 1,600 commits. Is that good? I'm not committing that often. Now I should start crying about it. So it says Kitze spends 310% more time tweeting than coding. And I was like, oh, this is bad. Until I saw other people have like a 1,000 and 1,500. And even though they have all the excuses like, but now I'm managing, now I'm doing this and that. Ship more, ship more. So yeah, the absolute goat of shit talking and committing is this guy. Because of course it is. 17,000 tweets, dude. I don't know in like what period is this actually. There was a heat map. I don't know where the heat map. We're giving up on showing heat map, and instead of just doing total all time. Oh, that's why this changed. Okay, so this is all time tweets and commits. Okay, because it was like a 1 year or something like that. So this is just all time. Shit. So that's why this list moved, because in all time it makes sense. But when it was last year, dude, some people are I thought that I'm tweeting a lot, and I was like, holy shit, I'm probably gonna be one of the first 3 in the list. But some people spend their entire fucking day on Twitter, dude, and I'm glad I went just I'm not even in the top fucking list, so that's nice. Amazing fucking idea for a website. I absolutely love it. It was like, what was the tagline? Uh, Find out if the person you're losing an argument to on Twitter actually ships code or is it all just ship talk. Wow, this is just a burn in itself. The tagline is a burn in itself, and to be on a list of top yappers is just crazy. This is one of the Gen Z or whatever phrases that I love on Twitter when they use the phrase "is crazy," but it's not the old "is crazy." I don't know. Like I just saw a trailer for the Lego movie, the Pharrell Williams biopic. I wasn't sure if it's like real or not, but the comments were like, dude, a Lego biopic about Pharrell Williams is crazy. And I just like, I don't know how to explain it, but I like the fucking phrase. So top yappers is fucking crazy. One last thing I want to give shout out to, even though I was shitting a lot on Arc browser and like I hated, like I'm talking bad things about Arc browser sometimes. Even though I respect a lot of shit that they're doing, like how they're running the company and how they're doing the change logs and how they're doing a bunch of other shit. And they're basically trying to survive. So I cannot blame them for everything that they're doing. But also I'm talking bad because I know the vision that I have for a browser I might build mostly for ADHD and for myself and for people who need task-based browsing, not cute. Oh, this is my inspiration for my plans. And you drag things into folders in Arc. That's fine. But it's not like, it's the closest I can get to organize, but it's far from what my idea for a browser can be. So that's from I see the browser from that perspective, but I keep using it. Probably I'm a user for more than a year at this point, for sure. Maybe even 2 years. I don't know if it exists for 2 years. But when they released Arc Search on mobile, I was like, oh, they're just cash grabbing and they think they're going to do this and that. And what pushed me to use Arc Search on mobile, even though I tried it and I was like, oh, this is kind of bullshit, whatever, browse for me. And then Zico on Slack said something like, oh, dude, Arc Search, I don't like, oh, it's not that good. And I'm like, oh, you know what? I'm going to make it my default browser just in spite of, I don't even know. It doesn't make fucking sense. And I made it my default browser. And what I like, I've never had a different browser than Safari. You have to understand that. Safari is the GOAT. People who use Chrome are insane on mobile. My wife does that. And my family does that. And everyone does that. Everyone is fucking crazy, dude. Don't use Chrome fucking on mobile. Safari is the GOAT. But this Arc Search, it has a functionality called Browse for Me, which at first I thought it's a gimmick, but you type in like Marvel News, let's say. And what it does, it just browses many websites. As you can see here in the top, it just browses Google and Marvel.com and YouTube and Reddit and Screen, whatever, Rand.com and Deadline. Like it takes all the time that you would Google something and then click on links and go back and forth and whatever. And it just makes a thingy with pictures and it makes like a little website with all the information of what's happening. And you can just dive in and you're like, okay, Marvel has announced the new Fantastic Four. And when you do Marvel News Fantastic Four, it Googles that and it goes through all the links like instantly and it makes a page. And I'm like, I got so used to this that now I'm only using this. I'm like, Tesla news, tech news, Marvel news, how is Eminem's new song doing? And it would go through all the things and just see the charts and the whatever, and it would just tell me the relevant information instead of me Googling and like manually going through all the links. And I don't know how is this not popular. I think this is plus they have a nice fidget spinner and I think I liked it mostly because of that. So the fidget spinner is nice. Like these people have attention to detail. Like another thing that I like is like it syncs all the spaces. So usually I hate doing stuff on mobile. I hate using my mobile phone for anything. But we were sitting out in the garden and I was like, I wanted to check some AppSumo stats. And if I have to go in Safari and figure out what was the AppSumo URL that I use on my computer, I would be like, no, I like, fuck it, it's not worth it. But here I just went to my space, the workspace, I click on the folder like Sizzy, and then I go in like AppSumo, and then I have the exact thing like sales and analytics, and I can click it. And it felt like, holy shit, this makes me way more organized. So I think like my dock right now is phone call Benji. I cannot show you because my daughter's on the wallpaper. Phone Benji, Chat GPT, and a folder with miscellaneous things. But I think Arc Search might deserve a space there. And one more thing that I like is I blocked Safari all day because Safari was like when you block your phone in downtime and you see all the apps are grayed out. Safari is not, because you cannot gray out Safari. You can gray out only certain websites. And what happens is you can still go to any website.com. And even in downtime on the iPhone, you can browse that website for 1 minute. So what I would do naturally, I would wake up, my phone is completely locked, I cannot enter any app, but I would do like open, let's say the Gmail app and press 1 more minute and then just browse it for 1 minute. Then open the Slack app, 1 more minute, then browse it for 1 minute. So then I would go to Safari and go website by website by website, just 1 minute reading shit. And even though my phone is blocked, it's technically not blocked, which is like very freaking Annoying. Now I have Safari blocked all the time, and Arc Search is blocked in the mornings. So I actually respect my downtime. The laptop is staying in the attic, and well, this morning I woke up too early, and I had to uninstall Cold Turkey Blocker in order to get to my computer and work early. But the annoying part is that now, in order to modify my Cold Turkey Blocker frozen schedule, I have to either type in 3,000 words. I think I said that, so I need to retype them, or I need to uninstall it and then just install it from scratch and add all the rules from scratch. And I wish I found a solution. I wish I found like an external solution to this that I don't control. I cannot uninstall shit. Like maybe my wife or like a Home Assistant or a Raspberry Pi or something that just controls this. So I cannot override it. And I think my life is finally gonna go back to normal if I cannot just be like, oopsie daisy, I overrode the controls or whatever. Yeah, so now I'm gonna go hang out with my daughter and my family and my mom and my dad and my wife. And I think I'm done with. No, I'm never done, dude. I'm never done. I'm gonna hang out with them, but I also have like a few fucking things that I need to do, like personal chores and shit. And I've mentioned this, like when I post a screenshot of Benji, sometimes people are like, oh, why would you need to be this organ? Like if my tasks are not grouped by type and I have a group called chores and group called errands and group called screen, if you throw everything at once, my brain just goes, nah, I'm not gonna do anything. And I think I need to rely a little bit more on AI in Benji. I want to, like, whenever it's going to be the Benji day, I don't know when it's product, like, what is the tomorrow theme? What is the theme for fucking tomorrow? I think it's, oh, it's marketing day. Fuck me. Like, that's very vague. I don't know what's going to happen on marketing day, but I might work on Glink a little bit to make the change logs more flashy. The meta image is nicer. I think that, like, that's the first thing that came to my mind, that now when I share change logs and entries and whatever on Glink, the previews are shitty, and that doesn't contribute to, you know, people thinking my products are quality. So probably I'll work on that. But Saturday's product coding day, I should work on CZ while the AppSumo thingy is on. Dude, I should have, like, while the entire AppSumo campaign lasted, I should have worked on CZ only to make it as good as possible, the landing page, the updates, the whatever. But I just can't do a month of like leaving all my products behind. So I think I'm going to work on Benji, and I wanted to say I'm going to work on a feature, but I forgot which one I'm going to work on. So whatever, dude. I think that's it for today. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I appreciate you watching. If you watched until the end, like, you're fucking out of your mind, but thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah, who's the singer of Chandelier? See ya, you.